For centuries, we as Métis people have fought to protect our unique identity, culture, and rights. The Métis Nation within Alberta has been working hard towards self-government for years, including signing multiple agreements with Canada, forging our path towards self-government to establish the Otipemisiwak Métis government. In this video, we'll explore our journey towards self-government, the process of transitioning to our new government, and how our new government functions as we continue to work towards a brighter future for all Métis citizens in Alberta. Let's begin in June 2019, when, after centuries of fighting for recognition, Canada formally recognized the Métis Nation within Alberta's inherent right to self-government. The signing of the Métis Government Recognition and Self-Government Agreement created a pathway for the Otipemisiwak Métis government, then called the Métis Nation of Alberta, to be recognized as an Indigenous government in Canada. It also established a formal process for us to transition into a fully recognized Métis government. This compelled us to develop a constitution that defined how we want to govern ourselves. After the signing, we spent 3 years gathering citizen feedback through community consultations across the province to assist in drafting our new constitution. Our constitution serves as an essential tool for our self-government. It outlines how we will be governed and is the foundation on which our government is built to uphold its values and laws for citizens of the Métis Nation within Alberta. At the Annual General Assembly in August of 2022, we presented the final draft of the Constitution. After a month-long voting period, we announced in November of 2022 that 96.9% of citizens that voted said yes to ratifying the Constitution. Fast forward to February of 2023, when Canada and the Otipemisiwak Métis government, then called the Métis Nation of Alberta, signed a new agreement, the Métis Nation within Alberta Self-Government Recognition and Implementation Agreement. This new agreement builds on the previous 2019 Self-Government Agreement and means that Canada recognizes the Otipemisiwak Métis government as the Indigenous government representing citizens and communities of the Métis Nation within Alberta, with lawmaking powers and authority over citizenship, elections, governance operations, and Métis children and family services. This agreement also includes a commitment to negotiate a self-government treaty between the Otipemisiwak Métis government and Canada within 2 years. This will officially recognize our right to self-determination regardless of any external factors, such as changes in political power within the federal government. In September 2023, citizens voted in the first general election of the Otipemisiwak Métis government, marking a major milestone in our transition to self-government. Citizens elected the first Citizens' Council, including our new president, women's representative, youth representative, and 22 citizens' representatives. Districts with no existing local councils also began to transition to district councils by electing district captains, organizing the nation under a new constitution for the first time. Our transition journey is ongoing, and work continues in 2025 to establish the Otipemisiwak Métis government. Let's take a closer look at the ins and outs of transition.
What does transition mean? In this context, transition refers to the multi-year process of supporting self-determination and self-government for the Métis Nation within Alberta. Broadly, transition involves structural and governance changes to implement the Constitution and improve citizen representation at all levels of the Otipemisiwak Métis government. Essentially, transition is the standing up of the new government structure brought about by the Otipemisiwak Métis Government Constitution. Under our Constitution, there is greater representation of the interests and needs of citizens. Our government is now made up of 4 branches: the Citizens' Gathering, the Judicial Branch, the Citizens' Council, and the District Councils. The new government structure transitioned the Annual General Assembly to the Citizens' Gathering in August 2024. A gathering is held once per year, giving citizens a place to table proposals, provide input, and hold their government accountable. The judicial branch is our final judicial authority. It ensures our laws, actions, and decisions are consistent with the Constitution. It includes the Judicial Tribunal, which is responsible for dispute resolution within the Otipemisiwak Métis government, including establishing and implementing application, hearing, and appeal processes. In the future, other bodies of the judicial branch may be established in law for specific purposes, such as appeals. Our government also includes 4 officers who are appointed by the Citizens' Council. The Chief Electoral Officer supervises election conduct, reviews nominations, enforces campaign finance regulations, and ensures compliance with our legislation. The Auditor General is responsible for providing financial transparency and accountability to citizens, including presenting an annual financial statement at the citizens' gathering. The Ombudsman is an impartial officer who investigates complaints, mediates disputes, and makes recommendations to our government. Finally, the Chair presides over all Council meetings and citizens' gatherings, remaining neutral and impartial when it comes to making decisions. You can learn more about our appointed officers and their roles by visiting albertamétis.com. The Citizens' Council shares similar responsibilities to the Provincial Council, but it offers improved representation for citizens of the nation. It has dedicated elected roles for a president, a women's representative, a youth representative, and 22 citizens' representatives. The Citizens' Council serves as the legislative making body of the nation. It meets at least 12 times per year to address key issues, set priorities, and make decisions for the nation's benefit, while representing and serving citizens in self-governance. The Citizens' Council is also responsible for managing lands for the benefit of the entire nation, negotiating modern-day treaty relationships, overseeing institutions to develop and deliver programs and services, and so much more. Selected members of the Citizens' Council are appointed as provincial secretaries by the President to form our government's executive body, the Cabinet. Provincial secretaries have specific responsibilities. For example, there is a Secretary of Citizenship and Registry and Harvesting and Culture, each with a deeper understanding of their specific area. You can learn more about the provincial secretary mandates by visiting albertamétis.com. In addition to the Citizens' Council, each district may have its own district council. In this transition, the 6 previous regions and numerous local councils will become 22 district councils. Our district councils, made up of a district captain and at least 2 district councillors, focus on smaller geographic areas. They represent their citizens at the local level, while citizens' representatives are their voice at the provincial level. Captains and councillors handle operations in their respective districts, including holding meetings, facilitating consultations with the Crown, industry, and other Indigenous groups on behalf of citizens residing in their district, conducting environmental monitoring, and overseeing institutions that deliver programs and services for the benefit of citizens residing in their district. Transition to the Citizens' Gathering, Judicial Branch, Officers, and Citizens' Council is complete. However, the work to transition to 22 district councils is still underway, as transitioning locals to districts is intricate and complex. Let's take a closer look at what the transition to district councils looks like and what it means for citizens.
Due to the complex nature of transition, a resolution was passed at the 2021 Annual General Assembly to establish a transition committee to guide the transition process to districts and institutions. This committee consisted of 16 members, a chair, a vice chair, 2 representatives appointed from each region, and 2 youth representatives. The committee was responsible for creating a transition plan outlining the process for transferring the interests, assets, and liabilities of the Métis Nation of Alberta's local and regional councils to district councils. It also outlines how affiliates will transition into institutions as part of the establishment of the future Otipemisiwak Métis government. There are many steps in the district transition process as outlined in the transition plan, and it can look different for each district. Generally, districts with 1 or more existing local councils are provided with model bylaws to amend based on the unique needs of their citizens. Once the new district bylaws are created, they go through 2 review or reading cycles at the Citizens' Council and are then passed at a special local meeting, which can happen between readings, but must happen before being submitted to the Alberta Corporate Registrar. Finally, once the registrar accepts the changed bylaws, the local president and council become the interim district captain and council. This acceptance is also the start of the election clock. Elections must be held to elect a district captain and councillors within 180 days. Districts with no existing local councils begin by electing a district captain before following the same process. It's important to remember that while the transition process will not look exactly like this at all districts, the Otipemisiwak Métis government will be there to offer support at every step. What does the transition to district councils mean for citizens? All district councils get funding to support their core operations while maintaining citizen access to benefits and services. Plus, each district council has a new level of authority and responsibility, including conducting consultations on behalf of their citizens. Most importantly, this transition brings our Métis government closer to our citizens, ensuring individuals and communities maintain their legal rights and are better represented in decisions made by their government. As for the transition of affiliates to institutions, the Otipemisiwak Métis government will collaborate with each affiliate to align with the new government structure, ensuring continued control and benefits for citizens. All affiliates will remain unchanged, and citizens will receive the same benefits and resources. As we continue our self-government journey, we are actively supporting local councils in their transitions to district councils, holding elections to elect more government officials, and continually onboarding elected officials to their new roles.
We're at an exciting point in the transition process, and we thank you for taking the time to follow along on our journey. Visit albertametis.com and métiselectionsab.com to learn more and stay up to date with the latest activities of the Otipemisiwak Métis government.